Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Jamnagar on a 3-day visit to Gujarat to chair a meeting of Shree Somnath Trust today. 15-year-old vehicles not to get fuel at petrol pumps in Delhi after 31st of this month. GST collections rise by 9.1% to 1.84 lakh crore rupees in February 2025 compared to same month last year. Fasting month of Ramzan begins across the country today. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in ICC Champions Trophy in Dubai this afternoon. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Jamnagar yesterday evening on a 3-day visit to Gujarat. Mr. Modi will take part in several events over the next 2 days. A large number of people lined up along the roads as Mr. Modi's motorcade made its way from Jamnagar Airport to the Circuit House. We have a report.
The Prime Minister will visit Vantara Animal Rescue Centre in Jamnagar today. He will then visit Somnath Temple and offer prayers to Somnath Mahadev. The PM will travel to Sasan and chair a meeting of Somnath Trust. Tomorrow morning, the PM will take a safari ride to Gir National Park and chair the 7th meeting of National Board for Wildlife at Sasan Gir. This board functions for the promotion of conservation and development of wildlife and forests with the PM as its chairperson. Aparna Khun, Akashvani News, Ahmedabad.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government is moving ahead with the twin target of achieving growth of the agriculture sector and rural prosperity. Addressing a post-budget webinar on agriculture and rural prosperity virtually yesterday, Mr. Modi said that India's resolve to move towards the goal of a developed India is very clear. He said they are working together towards building an India where farmers become prosperous and empowered. The Prime Minister said that the government has announced PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana in the Union Budget, under which focus will be on the development of 100 districts with the lowest agricultural productivity in the country.
अब हमें देश के एग्रीकल्चर पोटेंशियल का पूरा इस्तेमाल करके और भी बड़े टारगेट तय पाने तक पहुंचना है। इसी दिशा में हमने बजट में पीएम धन धान्य कृषि योजना का ऐलान किया है। ये मेरे लिए अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण योजना है। इसके तहत देश के 100 सबसे कम कृषि उत्पादकता वाले जिले, लो प्रोडक्टिविटी वाले जिलों के विकास पर फोकस किया जाएगा।
In order to curb air pollution levels in the national capital, Delhi government has decided that vehicles which are more than 15-year-old will not get fuel at petrol pumps after 31st of March. Delhi Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa announced several anti-pollution measures after holding a meeting with the officials on the issue of air pollution. Talking to media after the meeting, Mr. Sirsa said that the government is installing gadgets at petrol pumps which will identify vehicles older than 15 years. The minister also announced that a team would be formed to identify such vehicles and bar their entry and exit into the city. He added that the Delhi government will make it mandatory that Delhi Airport, multi-story structures and other big offices must install anti-smog guns to control pollution at their places.
जितने 15 साल पुराने व्हीकल हैं उन व्हीकल्स को 31 मार्च के बाद तेल देना बंद कर दिया जाएगा। हम अपने ऐसे गैजेट्स लगा रहे हैं पेट्रोल पंप के ऊपर जो लगभग 80% पेट्रोल पंप पर लग चुके हैं। 31 मार्च तक 100% पेट्रोल पंप से लग जाएंगे। उसके बाद 15 साल पुराने व्हीकल को हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे। हम एक टीम बना रहे हैं जो उनको आइडेंटिफाई करेगी और उनको लाकर दिल्ली में नाउ एंटर कर सके और दिल्ली से बाहर निकाले जा सके। इसके लिए हमारी टीम अलग से काम करेगी।
In Uttarakhand, 51 workers have been pulled out of snow from the site of an avalanche-hit BRO camp in Marnad village in Chamoli district, but 4 of them succumbed to their injuries during treatment yesterday. The search operation for the remaining 4 workers continued at the avalanche site. Talking to Akashvani News this morning, Disaster Management Secretary of Uttarakhand, Vinod Kumar Suman, said that the search operation is being carried out on war footing to trace the remaining 4 workers trapped under the snow.
विभिन्न राहत एजेंसियों जिसमें सेना, ITBP, BRO, आपदा प्रबंधन विभाग, जिला प्रशासन, पुलिस, NDRF, SDRF, स्वास्थ्य विभाग और कई एजेंसियों के सहयोग से हम लोगों ने रेस्क्यू अभियान चलाया। कुल 55 लोग इसमें फंसे हुए थे, जिसमें से अब तक हम लोग 51 को निकाल चुके हैं, जिसमें से 4 की डेथ भी हुई है और 4 लोग अभी भी खोज रहे हैं। हम लोग 6 से 7 फीट बर्फ वहाँ है, इसके बावजूद वहाँ लगातार सर्च अभियान चलाया जा रहा है। इसके लिए दिल्ली से GPR मंगाया गया है, ग्राउंड पेनिट्रेशन रडार होता है वो लगाया गया है और उसके साथ विक्टिम लोकेशन कैमरा और थर्मल इमेजिंग कैमरा भी आज भेजा गया है।
The avalanche hit Border Roads Organization camp between Mana and Badrinath on Friday morning, burying 55 workers under the snow. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. India's gross goods and services tax GST collections jumped 9.1% in February to 1.84 lakh crore rupees in comparison to same month last year. February marks the 12th consecutive month of over 1.7 lakh crore rupees of collections. As per the data, mop-up from central GST stood at 35,204 crore rupees. State GST at 43,704 crore rupees, integrated GST at 90,870 crore rupees, and compensation cess at 13,868 crore rupees. Total refunds issued during February were 20,889 crore rupees. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar will be on a day-long visit to Kerala today. During the visit, the Vice President will deliver the 4th P. Paramareshwaran Memorial Lecture organized by Bharatiya Vichar Kendram in Thiruvananthapuram. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar will be interacting with students and faculty of the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad today in Telangana. Sangareddy District Collector V. Kranti reviewed the arrangements made for his visit with the officials, police and staff of IIT Hyderabad. Meanwhile, the Hyderabad Commissionerate has prohibited flying of aerial vehicles, including remotely controlled drones, paragliders and micro-light aircraft over Rajiv Gandhi International Airport and Shamshabad area today. BJP National President Jagat Prakash Nadda has called upon the party MLAs to rise above the temptation of political posts and maintain deep connections with citizens besides prioritizing constituency development. Mr. Nadda said posts are transient, but the trust of the people is enduring. He was addressing the party MLAs during the concluding session of the 2-day Vidhayak Prashikshan Shivir at Katra yesterday. Mr. Nadda further emphasized the need for MLAs to be good listeners to effectively resolve public grievances and regularly visit SC/ST communities to ensure inclusive development. The fasting month of Ramzan has begun across the country from today. The worshippers thronged mosques last night to offer special night prayers called Taraweeh, which will continue throughout the month. Ramzan is the 9th month of Islamic calendar and Eid ul-Fitr is celebrated at the culmination of this month. In Gulf countries, today is the second day of holy month of Ramzan. Israel has agreed to a proposal for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza during the Ramzan and Passover periods. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office, in a statement this morning, said it has agreed to implement the U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff's idea of a ceasefire extension. The decision comes as the first phase of a previously agreed ceasefire was nearing its expiration. Netanyahu's office said Israel would immediately conduct negotiations on Witkoff's plan if Hamas agreed to it. It further stated that half of the hostages held in Gaza, both alive and deceased, will be released on the first day of the temporary ceasefire. The release of the remaining hostages will take place once a permanent ceasefire is agreed upon. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer in London yesterday. During the meeting, the United Kingdom agreed to provide a $2.8 billion loan to Ukraine. President Zelensky said that the loan will enhance Ukraine's defense capabilities and will be repaid using revenues from frozen Russian assets. Mr. Zelensky added that the funds will be directed towards weapons production in Ukraine. The meeting comes a day after his high-profile showdown with US U.S. President Donald Trump. The meeting served as a platform for reaffirming the United Kingdom's commitment to Ukraine amidst ongoing conflict. Newspapers in the UAE have lauded the Mahakumbh Mela 2025, highlighting its global appeal, seamless organization, and the participation of UAE residents in one of the world's largest religious gatherings. Publications such as Gulf News, Khalij Times, Gulf Today, and The National focused on events, cultural richness, spiritual significance, and technological advancements that ensured its smooth execution. Khalij Times reported that the Mahakumbh attracted an estimated 330 million attendees, making it an unparalleled religious and cultural event. The publication emphasized how Indian expatriates from the UAE, along with residents from other nationalities, embarked on this spiritual journey. The once-in-144-year significance of this Mahakumbh made it an unmissable event for many, the newspaper stated, highlighting how people from all walks of life were drawn to its deep spiritual essence. And now from the worlds of sports, we have updates from cricket, tennis and football. More from our correspondent.
In ICC Champions Trophy, India will take on New Zealand at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium this afternoon. Both teams have already secured a spot in the semi-finals from Group A. However, the match is crucial as it will determine the group leader. The winner will face Australia in the semi-finals on Tuesday, while the losing team will take on South Africa on Wednesday. In the Women's Premier League, Delhi Capitals beat Royal Challengers Bengaluru by 9 wickets last night. With this, Delhi Capitals has booked their place in the play-off. Moving on to tennis, India clinched 2 ATP titles yesterday. India's Yuki Bhamri and his partner Alexei Popyrin of Australia clinched the men's double title at the Dubai Tennis Championships. They defeated the second-seeded pair of Harri Heliövara of Finland and Great Britain's Henry Patton last night. This was India's first ATP title of the season. Meanwhile, it marked Yuki's 4th career ATP doubles title and his first ever triumph in an ATP 500 tournament. In tennis Bengaluru Open, top seeds Anirudh Chandrasekhar and Ray Ho emerged victorious to claim the men's double title. The Indo-Taiwanese pair defeated Australian pair. With this win, they picked up their 6th ATP Challenger title. Moving on to football, Indian Super League, the clash between Jamshedpur FC and Kerala Blasters FC ended in a 1-1 draw at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Kochi last night. With this draw, Kerala Blasters FC are out of the playoff contention for this season. Today, East Bengal will take on Bengaluru FC at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata. Sayukta Yadav, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The India Meteorological Department, or IMD, has forecast heavy rainfall at isolated places over Lakshadweep today. Parts of Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Kerala and Mahe can experience thunderstorms and gusty winds today. According to the weather agency, heat wave conditions will continue throughout the day in the coastal Karnataka region. And now for a look at today's newspapers. It's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Anuja. All the dailies have talked about the meet between Ukrainian and US President. The Sunday Pioneer states, EU backs Ukraine after Trump debacle. Hindustan Times on its front page quotes a defiant Zelensky saying, won't change stance on Russia. All 15-year-old vehicles won't get fuel in the national capital from April, writes the Times of India, quoting the Delhi Environment Minister. The Asian Age adds 1,000 e-buses to clean Delhi air with 90% CNG buses to be phased out. Longer exam, more questions, likely for CBSE Advanced Science, Social Science paper, cites the Sunday Express. More women professionals stop at ed-tech platforms for new skills, led by need for better opportunities, higher earning potential, reports the Economic Times. And finally, a headline in the Sunday Tribune states, GST collections rise 9% to 1.84 lakh crore rupees, hinting at economic revival. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Saira. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Jamnagar on a 3-day visit to Gujarat to chair a meeting of Shree Somnath Trust today. 15-year-old vehicles not to get fuel at petrol pumps in Delhi after 31st of this month. GST collections rise by 9.1% to 1.84 lakh crore rupees in February 2025 compared to same month last year. fasting month of Ramzan begins across the country today. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in ICC Champions Trophy in Dubai this afternoon. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.